ساتوی پسروینو داد شهیدانو کور داد باتورانو کور داد باتورانو کور داد باتورانو کور داد باتورانو کور ساتوی پسروینو داد شهیدانو کور داد کور داد باتورانو کور.
Good evening. Today is Sunday, August 24, 2025. I'm Suleiman Talash and you're watching English News Bulletin from RTA News. Let's dive into today's news updates from the country and beyond. The Afghan embassy in Moscow says it has sent a delegation led by Hafez Abdullah Yasser, an advisor at the embassy, to Belarus to visit prisons holding Afghan detainees. The embassy added that the delegation met with Belarusian officials to discuss resolving the issues of Afghan prisoners, particularly their transfer back to Afghanistan. Qari Hamidullah Tamkin, the cultural attaché of the Afghan embassy in Turkey, met with Dr. Mustafa Ali Sherli, president of the Bolu Province State University. According to the Afghan embassy in Turkey, the two sides discussed cultural and historical ties between the two countries and ways to provide necessary facilities for Afghan students. On the other hand, Higher Education Minister Sheikh Nida Muhammad Nadim visited Paktia province, where he urged students to pursue both religious and modern sciences to serve society. During the visit, the minister inaugurated projects worth over 50 million Afghanis, including medical equipment for Paktia University's teaching hospital and the construction of a mosque with a capacity for 1,500 worshippers. Nearly 270,000 Afghans, including more than 1,000 prisoners, returned home from neighboring countries last month. The Ministry of Refugees and Repatriation says a joint committee is now working to transfer the assets of returnees, while the UN Refugee Agency urges host nations to end forced deportations. Take a look at a detailed story.
Countable days are left for those Afghans in Pakistan who have poor cars, and they say their financial and legal matters remain unresolved.
The investments of Afghan refugees are stuck here with the people. Shops and markets are full of goods. In these past 8 days or even a month, Afghan refugees haven't been able to gather their belongings and take them back to Afghanistan. We request the Afghan government to speak with the government of Islamabad to grant Afghan refugees a suitable time frame during which they can organize and collect their belongings.
The Ministry of Refugees and Repatriation says nearly 270,000 Afghans, including more than 1,000 prisoners, returned to the country from neighboring countries last month.
So far, 9,373 single individuals have returned from various countries. Additionally, 1,031 prisoners have been released from different prisons in Pakistan and returned to their homeland. In total, the number of returning refugees has reached 263,563.
Officials say that a joint committee has been established to manage and transfer the assets of the Afghans returning from neighboring countries.
Discussions have been held with Pakistani officials. Afghan citizens can safely transfer their household items and assets. To address the challenges faced by returning refugees, a joint committee has been formed with Pakistani authorities. Anyone facing issues in this area can contact the refugee attachés and share their concerns.
Also, the UN Refugee Agency reports that 2.3 million Afghans returned from Iran and Pakistan to Afghanistan in 2025.
The United Nations Refugee Agency warns that forced deportation of Afghan refugees worsen the humanitarian crisis and urges neighboring countries to halt such actions.
This is while UN refugee agencies and other organizations urge host countries to treat Afghan refugees according to international standards.
On the other hand, the National Disaster Management Authority announced that in the month of Assad, it signed 22 agreements with national and international organizations worth nearly $5.3 million. According to the statement, these agreements cover the distribution of food, non-food and cash assistance valued at around 82 million Afghans to over 24,000 needy families, clearance of leftover mines in various areas, and implementation of preventive projects aimed at reducing risks. The Ministry of Propagation of Virtue, Prevention of Voice and Hearing Complaints says its inspectors resolved 124 cases related to women's rights, arrested 30 beggars, and settled around 100 tribal disputes and hostilities last month. Again, the Ministry of Refugees and Repatriations reports that over the past 24 hours, more than 3,000 Afghan migrants have returned from Pakistan via Torham and Spin Buldak crossings. During the same period, over 2,000 Afghan migrants have returned from Iran through Islam Qala and Silk Road crossings. On the other hand, the Ministry of Interior reports that arrest of an individual in the Garamsey district of Helmand province in connection with the smuggling of over 1,000 kilograms of lead and copper. According to the ministry, the suspect has been handed over to judicial authorities following initial investigation. Nimruz Governor Sheikh Muhammad Qasim Khalid inspected the construction of new facilities at the activities and services committees near the Silk Bridge for returning refugees. During the visit, he praised the services provided by the committees and the assistance of both domestic and international aid organizations, adding that the construction of these buildings will help address the problems faced by Afghan returnees. A long-standing dispute between two families from Logar and Bamiyan provinces has been resolved through the mediation of local officials and tribal elders in a meeting held in Pulalam, the capital of Logar province. Meanwhile, a 50-year-old dispute between two families in the Pech Dara district of Kunar province has been peacefully resolved and returned into friendship. And the final one reached that a water supply network worth over 3.8 million Afghans has been completed and inaugurated in Nangarhar province through the Rural Rehabilitation and Development Department. Officials say that with the completion of the project, nearly 400 local families now have access to safe drinking water. That's all for tonight. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.
ساتوی پسرو وینو دا د شهیدانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور ساتوی پسرو وینو دا د شهیدانو کور دا